Shalom, Israel. This brother Karatazar, Shield of Israel, 144, back again with another quick precept. And today I want to talk about, things that's going on in the earth today and telling the children of Israel, separate yourselves from the wicked ones. You know, your salvation is dependent on obedience to the Lord. And if you beholden to anything that's against what the Most High say and what Christ say, then you are in danger of not being saved. I'm talking to you Israelites that's of Negro and Indian descent, or blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, right? So I'm going to kick it off with the book of Job, chapter 9 and verse 24. And it reads, "The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?" Right? So in this current time, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. It's always been given into the hands of the wicked, because when the earth is not under the rulership of the Most High, Christ, and the Israelites, it's given into the wicked, right? So as we look at the landscape today, who rules the earth, right? It's not the Israelites. It's not the followers of Hamashiach Yahushua, who the world called Christ. It's not the followers of the chosen people who God has chosen, who he made the promises to, right? It's given to the other nations. When you're talking about Esau, Moab, Ammon, the Hamites, but more in particular, we're talking about the Edomites, the so-called white man. Everything is done according to business, according to the petrodollar. Everybody trade with the American dollar. The dollar got the face of the white man on it. Abraham Lincoln, George Washington, Benjamin Franklin. They got a song called that says all about the Benjamins. So when we talk about the earth, we know who rules, who colonized the majority of Africa, India, Australia, South America, Mexico, America, Canada. We know who the earth was. We know who the wicked is, according to who runs the earth, who controls everything, right? Let's go to the book of Proverbs, chapter 29 and verse 2. And it reads, "When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn." So when the Lord have the righteous in rulership, the scriptures say the people rejoice. But when the wicked is in rule, the people mourn. Right now, in this present time, you can see people mourning. You have ICE raids. You have financial instability. You have uncertainty. Your foods are defiled. Your water is corrupt. You don't know what to trust. You don't know who to believe in. You got the pestilence. When I say the pestilence, the thing we went through in 2020 and 2019. You don't know what to believe in. You got people trying to, cause division, strife, high prices, uncertainty, because the wicked beareth rule. And when they beareth rule, you have all types of things, chaos, confusion. And we know that the Most High said he's not the author of confusion. And basically, that's all you see, right? There's all types of confusion in the earth right now. Let's go. Let's get that scripture, right? Because when you can't figure out or put your finger on what's going on, it's called confusion, right? This is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 14 and verse 33, and it reads, "For God is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all the churches of the saints." So the Lord is not the leader of confusion. Everybody's confused. Even like when the turn of the year came, like people that wasn't sure about the health care, the prices went up on the premiums. Um, Me personally went to the gas station in the last 2 weeks and it went up 30 cents. You know, confusion on what to buy you. Israelites have to read the ingredients on the back of everything nowadays. You confuse these strange names and um, secret ingredients inside your food. You know, they have 3D printing of meat. You know, you don't know if your water contaminated. It's just a bunch of confusion, right? And then also on top of that, they throw in, you got wars and rumors of wars. Are we going with a war with Iran and invading Venezuela? They said it was about drugs, but they seizing oil tankers. This is confusion and madness. But the Lord said he's not the author of confusion, right? But this is what the world has come down to because, like the scriptures say in Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. They love the confusion. That's why we have to stay grounded and rooted in these scriptures and keep the faith in Hamashiach Yahushua, you know what I'm saying? And stay steadfast in his word, right? Because scriptures say, earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Let's go to the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15 and verse 8, right? This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15 and verse 8, and it reads, I will hold my tongue no more as touching the wickedness which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and the righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. Verse 9, and therefore saith the Lord, I will surely avenge them and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Right? The Lord said he's not going to hold his tongue no more. So eventually it's going to be a day where the Lord visit the earth and exact vengeance on the wicked that's on this earth. Right? Because they have done everything that's against what the Lord say, what the Lord believe in, and what the children of Israel believe in. Right? They have done everything in their powers to be against the Lord. Right? And the Lord is not happy with those that are unrighteous. The Lord is not happy with those that is wicked. Right? Let's go to the book of Psalms, chapter 7 and verse 11. And it reads, God judges the righteous, and God is angry with the wicked every day. So he judged the righteous and he angry at the wicked. That's why I said at the beginning of this that the Lord is not going to be happy if you join yourself with those that are wicked. You celebrate Christmas, New Year's, you celebrate everything that your oppressors do. You break the laws of God, you consider wicked. Right? The Lord is not going to be happy with the wicked. And if you join yourself with the wicked, he's not going to be happy with you. Let's back it up with the book of Nahum, chapter 1 and verse 3. Right? This is the book of Nahum, chapter 1 and verse 3, right? And it reads, the Lord is slow to anger and great in power, and will not at all acquit the wicked. The Lord hath his way in the whirlwind and in the storm, and the clouds are the dust of his feet, right? So the Most High is slow to anger and great in power. Lock you. Somebody at the door. Right? The Lord has his way in the whirlwind, like I said, the storm is the dust of his feet, right? So the Lord will not acquit the wicked. He's going to stand before the Lord in judgment, you know? So that's why I say you cannot join yourself with the wicked, because the Lord is not going to be happy with you, right? We have to join ourselves with the Lord, you know? So I want to go through another precept, right? And just say that, listen, we have to be able to say, I'm not going to join myself with the wicked. You have to choose a side. That the Lord is not going to be with the wicked. Understand what the wicked is: those that go against what the Most High say, his laws, statutes, commandments, you know, the ones that don't do his will, the ones that teach false doctrine, you know, you so-called Hispanics, blacks, and native of Negro and Indian descent, you are the children of Israel. You have an obligation and a duty to serve the Lord. Let's go to Daniel chapter 12 and verse 10, right? This is the book of Daniel chapter 12, verse 10, and it reads, many shall be purified and made white and tried, but the wicked shall do wickedly, and none shall of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand. My last precept is be wise. Understand what the Lord required thee. You know, do what's just in the eyes of the Lord and separate yourselves from the ones that are wicked. This is Brother Karatazar, Shield of Israel, 144. Shalom.